Hello Aries, I am Ulrich, I'm a normal card trader, and today we will use a financial deck for your card trading. This is a different kind of cards. They are more like a kind of advisors. For instance, if you are about to receive a bonus, these cards will tell you so. For instance, if you need to change certain negative behaviors in your spending, these cards will give you also certain advices. Anyway, we will see what it brings for the sign of Aries for the month of May. So Aries, here I go for your financial philosophical card reading for the month of May. Hello Aries, and welcome to your philosophical financial card reading for the month of May. As your first card here, we see the card of the monthly payments or mensualities here. We all have them, our electricity, our telephone, internet services, insurances, magazine subscriptions, you know what I mean. These are recurrent and systematic things that we pay each month here, and we don't pay much attention to them. But here this card tells us maybe there are some changes there, and it tells us also that a large proportion of people don't notice even if there are increases in these payments. I'm aware that we come in difficult times and most things get more expensive, but these are things that are regular. But also if people have mensualities and regular payments, they don't notice if there are very high increases in what they pay monthly. So here this card asks you to double check what you are paying here. Normally, most of us, we sign in during 2 promos, and these promos, they have an expire date. This is 1 year, 2 years. It depends what you subscribe for. And after these 2 years, this promo expires. And most of these companies, they don't need to give you notice. They can just put you in the regular system. So here we are urged to double check if we are not put in certain regular system as we signed in for a promo. So pay special attention to time limited offers or discounts here, because probably you have some expirations here. If you are signed in, for instance, for internet on a promo, double check here if your company didn't change your system, your payment system, or they didn't adjust your payments here. If they put you in another system, try to get your discounts back here. This is what we are seeing here. This is also about insurances. Maybe certain adjustments in your insurance portfolio need to be adjusted. Maybe it's a long time you double check here, and maybe you think, but I don't know nothing about it. Well, maybe it's time to visit a broker, and you can make some you can get some advantages out of that, because else this card would not be here. Also, this is about monthly payments on our bank cards. As we know, banks are very expensive. We pay a lot for banks. Most people don't realize this, but banks are very expensive. Sometimes also this tells us we need to be more active on internet banking, meaning maybe you're still in traditional way of doing banking, but this card tells us also if we do banking in a certain way and we do more on the internet, we save money. This is what we are seeing here. For some people who are already in a certain system of paying online or doing certain internet actions, this card tells you maybe to take the next step and maybe go 100% internet banking. I know what you're thinking. Maybe you're thinking, is this all safe? Well, actually, if you do a little bit of research, you play a little bit police officer or detective for 30 minutes, you will see that probably also your bank, maybe under a different name, is connected to an internet bank. So these banks also sometimes, they have branches that are 100% internet bank, but maybe they operate under a different name. And don't be surprised if you go for 100% internet banking, you will not have to do too much efforts for saving $1,000 to $2,000 or euro a year. And this is already a substantial amount. Anyway, it's worth considering here if you would have interest in that. Anyway, also, if you see, probably you will do some research, and as you do the research and you see that your bank would be overcharging you and you have no obligations towards them, maybe it could be worth considering changing bank. This is possible also with these cards. Anyway, it tells us that each small amount of money, it's important, especially in these times of recession, of difficult times, because we have a very difficult time. First, we had the viruses. Now we have the consequences of the Russian war there. So it has a big impact here. And then we have also the inflation here that we are confronted with. Anyway, it's important here that you make a very good calculation of all your small payments. And if you do, you will still be able to reorganize yourself here, because if you count everything, all these small expenses, you will come here to a very nice amount of money. The next card that we are seeing here is actually a little bit in the same line. It tells us that we need to value small amounts of money. What does this exactly tell us? Well, here we see that if we have credit cards, we don't pay attention to money. We just put the card there, and if this is a very small amount, we don't consider this. And then if this is several times a month, at the end of the month, it's a large amount of money. And a large amount of people, or a large proportion of the people, don't check this, and they think it has no financial impact on them. But actually, on the long run, it has a very big impact. $5 or €5 times 100 times, well, this is 500. So this is what we are seeing here. Even if the amounts are not very big, unimportant for you, we should think here about spending money. Anyway, this card asks you to give it your sincere attention and take a critical look in the way you spend money. This is what we are seeing here. Also, this card is not going into discounts. Try to stay away from discounts. Maybe it's not the right time for you here now for going into certain promos. This is what we are seeing here. Just remember that it takes a lot of coins to create 100 that forges themselves into 1,000. Anyway, each coin here with this card, it means it's from great importance. We never know where we are. These are on uncertain times. The times are fickle. One day it's like this, the next day it's like this. Things are going up and down also on the stock market. So be careful here. Also, if you visit a store, and double check what you have in your basket before you are about to pay it. Maybe there are some things that you buy that you don't actually need. Just go back to basics. This is what we see here with this card. It can be a help here for people who are in certain situations. This card tells us to value our money the best we can, and even small bills are important. So give the small amounts of money back their value, and let them their moment of glory. And if you do so, you will see here that you soon will accumulate some savings for yourself. The last card that we see here, it tells us that food is important in our life, and for a lot of people, we know now that the food prices are going up everywhere. Food prices are rising, and this card tells us also, even though the food prices are high, try to eat healthy, because this is also the card about health. Try to eat healthy. For people, maybe they go in a vegetarian lifestyle. Try to avoid fats, try to cook healthy. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, for going here in detail, during the last period, when we are all confronted with the viruses here, a lot of us get used to the fact of ordering out. We don't go out, we order out, everything is brought to our house. But if you calculate every takeout meal that is delivered in your home, well, you know, this is a substantial amount. Adding to that, sometimes you don't feel like cooking, you bring finished meals to your home, pizzas or whatever dish here that you bring to your house, or maybe you order by the local restaurant or a gourmet dish here. And if you calculate all these amounts, it's a lot. This is what we are seeing here. That's why this card is here. It also asks you if you're still devoted to your pots and pans. Because sometimes this card also, it tells us that we are no longer devoted to our pots and pans. And this card asks you to implement a healthier lifestyle, cook more fresh vegetables, buy more healthy foods, and do it yourself. Try to stay away from takeouts, finished meals, because this means that you have a hefty bill about that. So break the chain of overspending on takeouts and do more home cooking. This is what this card is about. If you don't know how to cook and you always order out, because you don't know how to cook, this is also the card about learning. It tells you that you need to learn how to cook. You need to take care of yourself. There's a lot of very good websites now online. There's a lot here on the channel here that you can learn to cook simple dish, and you will be surprised how much money you save even with small dishes that you prepare. It's important that we can take care of ourselves, no matter if you're a man or a woman. It's important here that we know the basics from cooking here. This is is what we are doing. If we implement here, you will see, if we implement here the tree, you will see that you will be financially better off for the months to come in these difficult times. Anyway, Aries, thank you for watching my channel. If you are interested in the classic Lenormand card readings, we do also classic Lenormand card readings. This is with 9 cards. They are more in detail. You can find them also. It's very into detail, these cards. Then, of course, we do also the spiritual card readings. We do these also each month. There are more kind of advisors, how to, if there are certain difficulties in your life, how to handle. Anyway, if you like my videos, consider subscribing. Thank you for doing so. And we see each other next time. Bye-bye for now, Aries.